Welcome to the Penfield Trails Committee December 1st, 2021 meeting. Nels Carman, Chairman. As we always do with our executive committee members there, and Parks represented by Tim Masterson, Recreation represented by Andrew Urfitz, we take a look at the minutes from our previous Wednesday, November 3rd meeting and see if we want to make any additions or corrections. And while our staffers are taking a look at our minutes, we promote this month's hike. These are posted around. Well, I'll actually post them up at the Thousand Acre Swamp trailhead. But on Saturday, December 11th, we traditionally, looking for winter weather, go into the Thousand Acre Swamp habitat, which is smack in the middle of Penfield, and it's run by not any of our parks departments, but the National or the Nature's Conservancy owns that property, but they welcome us to hike in it. So that morning, Saturday, December 11th, around before 10 o'clock, you can park in back of the ambulance center on Jackson Road. However, we will monitor the fact that the dirt road up to the trailhead may be open for driving directly, and in parking, we'll have someone there early on, if that's the case, to get you up to the trailhead. And that goes right by the volunteer ambulance building off of Jackson Road. We'll have the hike signs out there. You can look for the hike signs. December 11th, 10 o'clock, Thousand Acre Swamp hike. Thank you. Additions, corrections, or comments on last month's minutes?
I move the minutes be accepted as presented.
Second, Eleanor?
Sure.
Thank you. The minutes are in. All right, committee discussion. Review the hike, the results from last month's November 13th, 2021 hike at Sherwood Fields Park. We had two staffers, myself and Bob Ansaldi. We had 8 hikers, and the weather was horrible. We had intermittent hard rain, a little bit of sleet, and then it would actually clear for 15 minutes and then do it again. We did an abbreviated 50-minute hike, and everybody felt very refreshed after that to get back to the parking lot. Sherwood Fields, 2 staffers, 8 hikers. Again now, our December hike coming up, December 11th, Saturday at 10 a.m. Pardon me on the agenda, I've got it wrong. Thousand Acre Swamp hike off of Jackson Road by the ambulance building for parking, or we will direct you to come right on in on the dirt road to the trailhead of Thousand Acre Swamp, 10 a.m. Saturday, December 11th. I'll be there, and I'll be pestering other staffers to help me out at that time. Eagle Scout project update. We had one firm nibble, a Girl Scout. Tim?
Yeah, she contacted us about wanting to put up some signs and some information on kiosks. So we, Andy and I have to discuss, and you discuss what we actually want to put up there, and we'll end up meeting with her eventually.
Right, depending on when she wants to go to work on this as well. But yes, let's encourage her to engage her on this.
Yep.
Absolutely. It's good to have a nibble like that. Immediate trails need report. The signs are still up, temporary as they are, on Honey Creek. We'd love to have some scout come along and build us a kiosk and put in some permanent signs, but currently the temporary signs on either end of the Honey Creek entrance and conjunction are still there and functioning. Eleanor, anything else you've seen on any of our trails that might need note in terms of obstructions or anything?
One thing, The road into Thousand Acre Swamp has some huge potholes, so you have to be really careful driving in there.
Right, and we don't know what the weather will be like that Saturday morning either. Okay, we'll tell them to proceed slowly in four-wheel drive to the trailhead. Ed, last month the Conservation Board had not met. Did they meet in November?
They did not, and their meeting in December is next week, so there is no report from the Conservation Board.
Ed, do we have anything from the Planning Board or any of the easement updates you so thoroughly worked us up on last month?
I don't have any major updates. All the projects that the Conservation Board reviewed are still pending with the Planning Board, and most of the development is along the 250 corridor and along Plank Road. The only project that's moving forward is with the school district, and there's a budget vote for the new bus garage on Jackson Road coming up very soon. That'll be a major update in that area.
Okay, in the new business area, our bookmarks, I should address this right now for our public audience. Our new bookmarks, our monthly schedules are out, and we will issue these December 11th at the Thousand Acre Swamp Hike, and then have them on display all over the rec department building. And we'll have them at the trailhead for the hike. And the one thing I want to mention is the first hike in 2022 is January 15th, Saturday. It's on the bookmark correctly. It's on the website correctly. It is incorrect, however, in our new brochure. It says the 8th. So we will correct that in the office if anybody comes in. The first hike of the year is Saturday, 10 a.m., January 15th. If the weather's good, we encourage cross-country and snowshoers to go from the North Ellison Park parking lot over to Fort Schuyler, which we will have open with a fire going, and that'll be the midpoint of the hike. We always actually hoping for snow, but we've had other weather surprises over the years. The North Ellison Park to Fort Schuyler and back hike is Saturday, January 15.
Nels, can we back up a minute and get an update from Tim on the quality of the Uranicoit Creek Trail? Is any parts of it closed?
As of right now, I haven't heard anything. We haven't had time to check it out yet. So usually we would get a phone call or something about if it was anything across the trail, but yeah, we haven't heard anything yet.
Well, that's something later this week. I could walk it. I know the critical areas behind Tops and take a look and send in an evaluation.
That would be good.
For good exercise as well.
Well, some young people like to ride their bikes on that trail, so that's needs to be in good condition for all kinds of users.
All right, we're having a fast meeting here. We're now here for open discussion on any hanging, dangling, or concerning item from anyone.
Well,
open floor.
I had a couple of issues with the supervisor, but since he's not here this evening, I don't know that we can discuss. We need an easement update with the owners of the Willow Pond property so that the maintenance is continued throughout the year in case the residents in that area would like to walk it in the wintertime through deep snow. And I don't think he's done anything on that yet. But that is the sidewalk system for that community.
And, this is again?
That's number 25 Willow Pond Way.
the legacy.
Yeah, that's the property.
Right.
And there's probably a mile and a half of trails in there. The final stone work has not been completed, and the inspection by the town has not been done yet, but a rework needs to be done on the agreement with the owner and the town. And also, we probably should be doing a rededication of the trails once they get finished sometime next year. That would be an appropriate way to honor what the owners have done for the property. And talking about that, is there anything on the dedication for the 4 Mile Creek property?
We are going to put something together when we hike it, and that's in June. June 11th. It's on the bookmark. We will have publicity leading up to some kind of formal ribbon cutting of sorts to let everybody know the potentialities of that new park of ours. The parking lot's in, the kiosk is up, the trails have been marked. And we could always use a second or even third fording boardwalk across 4 Mile Creek. We have one boardwalk at the moment. So yes, the answer is June 11th. Anything else, Ed?
No, we've covered all the other items, and most of trail work that needs to be done is up to the town. The only thing we haven't never talked about is the budget. Does anybody have any idea what we have for a budget for the year?
I don't.
I can say that nothing's come out expense-wise that we've processed through the rec department. I believe there is a trails expense line in there. I just can't give you the specific amount off the top of my head, but I will say nothing has been spent on that budget line for this year.
You believe it exists somewhere?
Andy, I can't hear you, so I don't know if the public can hear you or not.
There is a trails expense account within the recreation department.
Okay.
I don't know off the top of my head what that dollar amount is for the expense account, but I can tell you that nothing has been paid out of that this year. So we have not received an invoice or a bill from anything to put through that account. So I'll look into it more, and I can share that with Nels with the dollar amount. But yeah, nothing's been touched yet.
In fact, we'll dig it out tomorrow, and I'll email you the amount.
That would be great, because we really don't have many people working on trails right now that require any materials or things like that.
One of the ways we used it in the past was to help a scout with lumber and fixings at Home Depot for the project. It's one of the legitimate things that we did use it for. So I concur with Andrew on one thing. We have not drawn anything out of it this year or the year before.
So I'll get that information. I'll share it with Nels and I can give him a monthly report where if he wanted to report to the committee,
Eleanor, in the notes, why don't you hold off and I'll send you that information tomorrow when we got more specifics on it. Yeah.
A question for Tim is, how is the any mowing that has to be done on trails, how is that charged out?
Charged out?
Yeah.
We just do that in-house as of right now.
That comes out of the parks budget or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything, guys? Anything more? Okay. So.
Nels, if I could,
Sure.
I just wanted to plug for December 11th after the hike, the rec department is putting on our holiday Santa event, and we're partnering with Browncroft Community Church, and the event starts at 11 a.m. at the Penfield Community Center. We're going to have activities and games inside, and then we're also going to have a lot of activities, a couple food trucks outdoors at the Penfield Community Center.
Is this a Saturday, December
Yep,
11th?
December 11th, but that doesn't start until 11, so if anybody goes on the hike,
Yeah, we'll be
feel
back.
free to stop by to the community center after. It goes until 1:30 p.m. on that
And
Saturday.
those activities inside will be in the gym, I take
Yep,
it.
and it's
yeah.
free and open to the public.
Much like the community Halloween party.
Yep, very similar to
Right.
how that was. Yep,
Invite you to
indoors
the
and
community
outdoors.
center to participate. Absolutely.
Thank you.
So that morning, we'll be hiking from 10 to noonish at the Thousand Acre Swamp and then back to the community center, December 11th. Well, I thank the staff. We'll have our get-together. We'll plan that over at Don's Original. Get the specifics out there to you guys. For a difficult year, still COVID bothering us to a degree. We want you to get out there and hike the trails. So happy holidays to all. Take care of each other as best we can. And join us on December 11th, the Thousand Acre Swamp. And you can have the schedule for the whole next year of our hiking monthly offerings for 2022. So thank you, Ed Elner, Tim and Andrew. Bob and Eileen are out there too, along with Denny and Ginny, who aren't here, but we're going to try and get them to the gathering. So thank you very much. As they say on the radio, which is improper procedure, over and out. It's actually just out. Thank you. We're adjourned.